Hey everyone, it's Jack and Sam from Cultaholic.com, and here we are Wednesday morning with a lovely slice of news. It's been an eventful news day, Sam. It's been eventful.
It has. It really has, and it's yeah.
It's pretty cray. Could be a seismic event in the world of wrestling, but we'll talk about that and all the other headlines.
Could be a seismic event in one of these news videos as well, if this turns out to be true.
Okay, all right. So. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's take a look at all of the headlines. First of all, Dean Ambrose, or should we maybe say Jon Moxley, has posted a cryptic tweet, but what does it mean? Next up, according to Dana White of the UFC, Brock Lesnar has retired from mixed martial arts. Could we see him back in WWE soon? And finally, a main roster superstar is said to be moving back down to NXT. So Sam, why may it be a seismic event on one of these news videos if this turns out to be what we think it is, before we explain what it exactly is?
It's not true. It's all going to be a work. But basically, I said, if it was true, I'd eat a hat.
Right.
So you have a collection of
I've got various hats. Yeah.
I don't know how we can cook a hat, or if I'm going to have to eat it raw. But there's a lot of pointy bits, and it's probably going to hurt going down. But why don't you tell the good people why I might have to eat a hat, Jack?
So this all stems from the confusion regarding the future of Dean Ambrose, because some people thought it was work, some thought it was a shoot, some were like he's really leaving, some were like he's not leaving, it's just a storyline, some thought he was going to retire actually. I saw that theory floated around as well. Given what's just happened, I think at about midnight last night American time, it looks kind of more legit now, really, Sam. It looks kind of legit.
It's a huge work, and even people that are retweeting it are in it.
Yeah. So this is obviously Dean Ambrose's video, or now as we should call him, at Jon Moxley on Twitter, because Jon Moxley was his indie name, and he seems to have gone back to that moniker. And the video kind of depicts him escaping from a prison, or asylum, you might say.
Yes.
Oh, escaping from the Ambrose asylum.
He gets chased by a big dog.
Oh, I didn't even notice that bit. Oh. Yeah. Is there a tally on the wall or something that counts to 25?
He's been counting the days, and somebody's broken the video down, and essentially it went live at midnight. Obviously, it's May 1st, it's May Day. Yeah. And on the 25th of this month, there's a pretty big event happening in Las Vegas.
There is. All of this points towards potentially an appearance for Ambrose or Moxley at Double or Nothing in Las Vegas. All Elite Wrestling's Double or Nothing.
The one thing that I didn't understand was that there was a big thing on the wall, like a big piece of graffiti with dice.
Right.
Dice numbers. I think Owen was saying earlier on the way into work, they add up to 25, I think. But it says Viper.
Okay.
So I don't know. This is why it's all just Randy Orton. He's going to have a match against Randy Orton
and Money in the Bank
25th of May
on a SmackDown
in a car park, which is why he's had to go back to Jon Moxley, because it's unsanctioned.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. No hat eating for me.
The dice, obviously. Yeah, it's a Las Vegas thing.
It's part of the money. Part of the Double or Nothing logo. Yeah. So
now various wrestlers have already retweeted and interacted with this post, including members of the All Elite roster, including Jimmy Havoc, who seemed very interested because obviously they've both got
he did that
hardcore
emoji,
background.
The emoji.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They've both got sort of hardcore background. I think that they'd see it as a match they'd both want to have personally. But, however, I don't know if that's who they'd book Ambrose or Moxley to go after first. It seems as though they'd want to put him against another kind of megastar kind of figure. Although I don't know, really. I don't know, because if you put Ambrose versus like Jericho for the next show in the future, that's just a feud that we've seen in WWE already, mate.
You don't need any build for Jon Moxley versus Jimmy Havoc.
No, you don't. That's true. That's true.
It's just deathmatch supreme. Yeah. So and it's a perfect first half closer.
Yeah, true.
So I see that match happening.
Okay.
I think it's all pointing toward Double or Nothing. I don't know, because obviously All Elite's not going to be on TV until September. We might see him in some other companies as well.
Maybe
do the rounds, do a greatest hits tour.
What I should point out,
some CZ dub.
What I should point out as well is it seems as though he hasn't got all the news articles that I've read seem to suggest that because of the way he's left the company, he doesn't have a no compete clause in his contract. So he could well just turn up at Double or Nothing and just do it straight away. So very interesting developments. We'll see what happens with Ambrose, or should we say Moxley. John.
Not eating a hat.
Okay. In other news, yesterday Dana White, the president of the UFC,
the head honcho at the Ultimate Fighting Championship,
the big dog of the UFC, said that the Vince McMahon of mixed martial arts told ESPN...
Are you going to say Vince McMahon of Mixed McMahon?
Told ESPN that Lesnar informed him that he's done. He's done as a mixed martial arts fighter. Obviously, there was all this teasing of a fight eventually between Lesnar and Daniel Cormier, but that seems to just never have really happened.
Just do it in WWE.
Yes, Cormier's obviously
a massive WWE fan. Just do it there.
There were rumours of him actually taking a commentary job at one point or something, but it never sort of panned out, or maybe it was for the far future. I think it was Cain Velasquez who was training at the Performance Center. It wasn't Daniel Cormier. Yeah. But, you know, it's interesting. The sort of big immediate implication of this, if it's true, and Lesnar is telling the truth, that he is done, then that means that we could potentially see him back in WWE sooner than we anticipated after WrestleMania.
I just hope that if he is coming back to WWE and he's not just sort of done, and he's retiring, that, you know, they're going to bring him back. They'll probably put him on SmackDown, I'd imagine, because, you know, SmackDown is Fox and they want that more athletic product, apparently. But I'd like to see him on some weekly TV. Okay. I know it's very hard and he's very expensive, but if he ain't got UFC as an option anymore, then maybe you can talk him down.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I don't know. But he's more historically linked with SmackDown, so I think it'd be nice to have him back on that brand.
That's very true.
Keep him out the title picture, please.
I wonder what his reasons for leaving are, because obviously he had all the problem with the USADA drug testing pool and everything, and he got his contract frozen, and then he had to do drug.
USADA went into some hot water, and then
that's a whole separate. That's a whole thing.
It's just really, really different, and I think I don't know, maybe it was a money thing, maybe he just got tired of waiting around because the talk of him going back there has been so long, and obviously there was the whole thing where he'd apparently signed a contract with WWE that allowed him to go and work some UFC dates, and both companies were fine with it, but maybe he just got tired of waiting, or maybe the money wasn't good, maybe it just didn't pan out.
Maybe. Well, if he does retire, Lesnar will retire with a record of 5-3, which includes wins over, let's see if I can remember, Frank Mir, and
Jack's dad.
I'll just do one more. Frank Mir and
CM Punk.
Mark Hunt. He beat Mark Hunt. There we go. I know 2 of Lesnar's fights.
MMA.
But he also lost to Frank Mir once as well. MMA expert, Jack the Jobber. Next up, according to Dave Meltzer, it seems as though there's going to be a very interesting roster move. So recently we've had the Superstar Shake-Up, we've seen various moves from Raw to SmackDown and vice versa, but we could be seeing a move from the main roster down to NXT, and that means that it seems like it's going to be Killian Dain of Sanity, or formerly of Sanity, because the group got split up because of the shake-up. There's nothing like seeing a group of vicious anarchists being split up by an autocratic Superstar Shake-Up system. You can't hold us down unless you tell us that one of us is on Raw and one of us is on SmackDown. So this means they've all gone in different directions. They're all on SmackDown. Eric Young's gone over to Raw. Nikki Cross seems as though she's gone over to Raw. Although she was in that weird NXT position of being on both for a little bit, but it now looks as though she's on Raw. Alexander Wolf, of course, is now over in NXT UK, and it looks as though Killian Dain is going to be dropping back down to regular United States NXT.
Well, this is the thing, is this the first move from main roster to NXT?
That I can think of permanently, because we've seen people like Tyler Breeze crop up back on NXT or Cesaro. But maybe it seems as though this is going to be the first regular one where...
The thing is, I think this is a good thing. They dropped the ball with Sanity, and it was a shame. You had this group of vicious anarchists who should have been taking over the show. They should have been, working with Sami Callihan's character and hacking into stuff and just being general dicks. And it just never panned out. And I think you had Eric Young going to waste in a way. You obviously had Killian Dain going to waste, and it just... repackage, restart, refresh, make him a monster in NXT and bring him up. That's the best way to do it.
When he was given a chance to shine in NXT and featured sort of hardcore matches, he really shone. I remember him specifically in that big ladder match when him and Lars Sullivan were just tearing each other apart.
But he's got that sort of Vader-esque thing of being a big guy that can move as well. He's got shocking speed. He's able to do a lot of stuff, and I really want to see him bust out the Van Daminator.
Oh yes,
but
I remember that.
Yeah, so I think this can only be a good thing. I don't know if it means we're going to get a complete new name. I don't know if it's going to change anything like that. But as long as they don't drop the ball with him again, this is their second chance, and I think they can do a lot with him. Yeah. Because now you don't really have any big monster on NXT, do you?
No, now the Lars is gone.
Now Lars is gone. The War Raiders are gone.
Yeah.
And I think you've got this chance for a big guy to come in.
Yeah.
And FS.
You've got Keith Lee, but he's not so much a monster as more of a big athlete.
Yeah. Killian Dain, Keith Lee matches.
That'd be great. Yes, that'd be good. And I guess Dijakovic, but he's not yet regularly appearing.
He's more like Drago. He's less of a monster, more of a calculated Terminator machine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes. Well, I agree. I think it's a good move for Killian Dain, and I guess we'll see what he does next if it's true. And finally, we'll wrap up the news video by taking a look at the Money in the Bank ladder match participants, because the SmackDown half of things was revealed last night on the show. So in the men's match, we're going to have on the SmackDown side, Ali, Finn Balor, Andrade, and Randy Orton against joining the Raw team of joining the Raw participants of Strowman, McIntyre, Corbin, and Ricochet. Out of those, I think that has the potential to be a good match. You've got some high-flying people in there. You've got some good wrestlers in there.
I said yesterday on the news of Ross, it's a beefy match, this one. Like, there's
look at all that
Strowman,
beef.
McIntyre, Corbin, and Orton. You've got like good set of heavyweights
large
there.
lads.
Ricochet's going to have some standout moments. Ali is going to have some standout moments. Balor is going to be sort of the ultimate opportunist. I can see Balor maybe winning it.
I can see...
Because I can see a nicely painted briefcase with demon teeth all over it.
I can see McIntyre maybe winning it.
Yeah.
But there's various potential winners in that. That's pretty cool. The women's side of things sees the SmackDown roster members of Bayley, Mandy, Emma Moon, and Carmella join the Raw ones of Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalya, and Dana Brooke. That for me really highlights that the SmackDown women's division is now far stronger than the Raw one. But you know, it could still be a good match. You've got women in there who are experienced, such as Bayley, Naomi. They've wrestled a lot. You do have some newer ones, or some wrestlers who maybe don't wrestle that often. But for me, the glaring name there for someone who's going to stand out in that match is Ember Moon. Yeah,
well, I think what's going to happen is she's going to get that big old Jeff Hardy 25-foot ladder, and she's going to hit an eclipse off it, grabbing the briefcase.
Oh, she twists.
Nails the briefcase with an eclipse to pick up the win.
I can genuinely see them doing it, but I don't know. But yeah, interesting set of participants there. For me, the matches could be either great or not very good. You can't really tell yet.
The thing with Money in the Bank matches is they always seem to look pretty good on paper, but you can always look at any match really and go, well, what if this happens? But I think hopefully there's going to be some standout moments. You're going to have, especially with who's involved with these matches, you're going to have some definite standout moments. I think in terms of the entire show, I think the overall standout person on the entire Money in the Bank card is going to be Mustafa Ali, or just Ali, sorry. But I don't know, like I can see him winning it maybe. It's really weird because he's so passionate.
I think it's shaping up to be a really good show as well, because you've got these two Money in the Bank ladder matches, and also, let's not forget as well, Rollins versus AJ. And if that's given time and a proper length to build and tell a story and stuff,
incredible.
I think it could be a really, really good match. But we'll wait and see. Money in the Bank is not this weekend, but the next one, I believe?
Yes.
Or maybe even the one after.
It's at some point soon.
It's at some point in May. We'll be doing all the normal coverage of that, punishment reactions, predictions, and all that sort of stuff. And stay tuned. But for now, that was the news. Thanks very much for watching. Bye. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic, and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.